got delayed because of some unavoidable reasons. I, on behalf of India Meteorological Department, welcome you all for this press conference. Today we will be discussing about the second stage forecast of monsoon. I'll just share the PPT. Please wait for a minute. Yes, please. Is it visible, Dr. Janamani?
No, sir, visible, sir. Yeah.
Is it moving?
So you can start from the first page, sir. It is
Fine.
Yeah, moving. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, so thank you very much. So we'll be discussing about the updated long range forecast or the second stage forecast of southwest monsoon, June to September. In addition to that, we'll also discuss about monthly rainfall and temperature forecast for June 2024. Further, like every press conference, today also we'll discuss about the past weather during the month of May and the forecast of the severe weather events as of today. As all of us know that the month of May has been witnessed by a number of various types of severe weather. The month started with heatwave conditions. Then it was followed by thunderstorm and heavy rainfall imaged in South Peninsula. Then again, another heatwave spell commenced around 16th of May. And finally, during the last week, we came across with a severe cyclone storm which affected eastern part of the country. So all these we'll discuss today. And let me start with rainfall, March to May. Till 26th of May, if we just look at, we have got good rainfall activity, normal rainfall for the country as a whole. However, Northeast India had deficient rainfall so far. If we just look at country as a whole, it has been about 8% below the long period average. Northwest India about 12% below the long period average. But East and Northeast India, it is 34%.
Sir,
sir,
your slide.
Yeah, this I am in the slide of rainfall during March to May.
Now it is okay. Now it has changed. Now it has changed. Yeah.
Yeah, that is taking time to change. And in the for the central India, rainfall has been 73% above the long period average. And South Peninsula, it is 24% above the long period average. So it is impossible because of the very good rainfall activity in the month over the central and South India, in association with the cyclonic circulations and trough passing over the region. Considering the month of May, if we just look at it has been near normal as of 26th, and as we have got very good rainfall activity over eastern part of the country today, and tomorrow also you will get the similar type of rainfall activity. So the deficiency whatever we have got, that is going to be compensated to a large extent when we come to the end of the month of May. Now, during this period, there has been 5 western disturbances which affected North India. However, only 2 western disturbances were active during the first half of the month of May. I don't know, I got okay, let me see. So we got 5 western disturbances which affected North India during the month, and only 2 western disturbances were active. And therefore, we did not have much heatwave conditions over Northwest India. Second half of the month of May, there was no western disturbance. It was a dry spell, and strong northwesterly winds, which are dry and warm, coming to the country from the northwest, led to rise in temperature. And there was also an anticyclonic circulation over southwest Rajasthan and Gujarat in the middle level, leading to subsidence of the air and hence the warming. The peninsular India, we had first half of May, that is southeastern part of the peninsular India, experienced heatwave conditions till 7th of May. And second half of the May, there was no heatwave condition over South India because of the heavy rainfall activity in association with the cyclone circulation over the region. And of course, there was the first cyclone storm 20 to 26 May over the Bay of Bengal, which crossed Bangladesh and West Bengal coast and given very good rainfall activity over West Bengal, Odisha, and northeastern states. So coming to this severe cyclone storm, Remal actually, it is the name proposed by Oman, whose meaning is sand. It developed over southwest Bay of Bengal as a low pressure area on 22nd May morning. On 24th May morning, it became a depression over the central part of the Bay of Bengal. Then on 25th, it became a deep depression in the morning and cyclone storm in the evening. On 26th, it became the severe cyclone storm in the early morning, and it crossed coast between Sagar Island and Kebupara, close to southwest of Mongla in Bangladesh coast, with wind speed of 110 to 120 kilometers per hour, gusting around 35 kilometers per hour. As of now, it is a cyclonic storm over Bangladesh, and it is expected to move north-northeastwards, weaken gradually, becoming deep depression by the evening, and hence it is moving towards Assam and Meghalaya, and it will cause good rainfall activity over northeastern states. If you look at the early warning for the early action, what IMD has issued for this particular cyclone, on 9th May, we issued the first information that some cyclogenesis is possible around 24th of May. And this is the diagram on the right-hand side. You can find out that was the area where we expected the genesis. And then we started our pre-cyclone watch on 22nd of May, when special message was issued to all the states and central agencies, including West Bengal, Bangladesh, Odisha, Andhra Pradesh, Tamil Nadu, Puducherry, and Anamdipur Islands. Then we started cyclone alert with the formation of depression on 24th morning, and cyclone warning started on 25th morning. Cyclone warning started on 25th evening with every 3-hour bulletins. All these warnings contained information of the cyclone track and intensity, severe weather, damage expected, and action suggested. Warning was issued to all national and state disaster management authorities, stakeholders, including ports, shipping, marine, aviation, surface transport, Indian Railways, defense, coast guards, and press and electronic media. The advisory bulletins were also issued to Bangladesh and other countries, including Myanmar, Thailand, Sri Lanka, Maldives, and others, so that they can take precautionary action. Then first information was issued to these countries 9th May, and every 3-hour information was also going to them through various channels. And personal communication was also carried out by DG IMD and DG Bangladesh Meteorological Department. So this was the first track forecast on the left-hand side. If you just look at it, it's called as pre-genesis track forecast, which is issued by IMD, and IMD is among the first country you can say, where it was a low pressure area, which indicated that it's moving towards Bangladesh. Red line is the forecast track, black line is the actual track. So you can just imagine on 23rd, we issued this track forecast indicating that system moving towards Bangladesh. And then this is the 24th morning, 5:30, you see on the right-hand side, you can see black line is the actual track, red line is the forecast track. So it indicated that how accurately the cyclone forecast could be provided from 24th morning itself when cyclone crossed the coast in the 26th midnight. So if you calculate the error in landfall point forecasting, you'll find that error is about 10 to 20 kilometers. So error is quite less, and hence it helped the disaster managers to take all actions as far as possible. The loss of human lives could be minimized. It enabled disaster managers and public to take the precautionary measures. We told that it will intensify and severe cyclones will cross the coast with 110 to 120 kilometers per hour, and it happened so also. I'll show you some of the results of the wind observed. And we told that it will cross in the midnight. It crossed in the midnight. and we told that it will have the impact on Bangladesh and West Bengal initially, then after Northeastern state, and that is happening now. If you just look at the maximum wind has been reported by Kepukoda in Bangladesh, that is 111 kilometers per hour. That is in 1:30 to 2:32 a.m. So that is the time when cyclone was hitting the coast. By 12:30, landfall center was on the land. So just after landfall, the wind speed became 111 kilometers per hour when the system was crossing. That means when the center of the cyclone lies over the land, that means 50% of the cyclone is over the land, still 50% over the sea. So in that situation, 111 kilometers per hour highest wind speed has been reported by Kepukoda in Bangladesh, and also Potuakhali has reported 111 kilometers per hour. Both are to the right of the track of the cyclones. Then, the Indian coast, we got maximum wind speed of 91 kilometers per hour reported over Damdam, Kolkata. It was followed by the Kolkata Alipur, 74 kilometers per hour, Diamond Harbour 69, Canning 78 kilometers, RK Mission College 78 kilometers, Uluberia 73 kilometers, and that was as per the forecast. Now, as of now, if we just look at the cyclone is located over Bangladesh and it is moving, but expected to move northeastwards, it is still impact over the West Bengal and northeastern states. So this is the forecast of today for the West Bengal. You can see that we have given some warning for rainfall today. Warning is there, and tomorrow there is no such warning. Similarly, wind warning also we have given for today, but not much, about 50 to 60 kilometers per hour, gusting to 70 kilometers per hour over the districts which are adjacent to West Bengal, to Bangladesh. Now, if we look at wind and rainfall warning for northeastern states, we are expecting the flash flood over the parts of Meghalaya, Mizoram, Tripura, Manipur, Nagaland, and sometimes even in Arunachal Pradesh also. So there is a high threat over eastern parts of Meghalaya and adjacent areas. It is a very deep red color. High threat zone is there and also high risk. So there could be the flash flood. Since in a hilly area, you can lead to landslide, mudslide, landslip, or the mudslip or mud sinks also. And on the top, you can see this is the warning phase for 27 and 28. We have given the red color warning, followed by orange color warning in most of the districts in southern parts of Assam, Meghalaya, and South Assam, Mizoram, and Tripura for 27th. And 28, the red color warning slightly decreases over this area, but the western part of Arunachal Pradesh also have given red color warning because we are expecting extremely heavy rainfall on Arunachal Pradesh on 28th also. So these are the damage expected. I think all of you know I will not discuss this. And now damage expected will be limited only to breaking of tree branches and operating of very small trees. But there could be damage to the horticultural crops, banana, papaya, standing crops, etc., because of the heavy rain over these regions. So therefore, still the hotman dwellers are in the vulnerable areas. They should be in safe places till tomorrow morning. So these are some of the advice we have given for today. That is, people in vulnerable areas to move to safer places. People in affected areas to remain indoors. Total suspension of fishing operation till on 27th, and surface transport and shipping, etc., to be regulated, and avoid going to the areas where waterlogging could be possible. Sorry. Okay. Now let us come to the heat wave. As of today, as all of us know that heat wave has been persisting over the region for quite some time. And as I was telling a little earlier, the heat wave in the month of May has occurred in two phases. One is the 1st to 5th May, that was more or less limited to eastern parts of the country and southern peninsula. And again, second spell started around 15 May, you can say, or 16 May. And that was over northwest India, and that spell is still continuing. Till 26th or 27th, spell is continuing. But here we have got some kind of good news, you can say. We can expect these severe heat wave conditions for next 3 days, that is up to 29th. On 30th, we have removed the red color warning. That means the reduction in intensity of heat wave is expected after 3 days. From 30th onwards, we can expect the reduction in heat wave conditions gradually, and also area is shrinking. Area of heat wave conditions is also shrinking from 30th onwards. So you may ask why it is. It is mainly because that a western disturbance is approaching northwest India on 30th. In association with that, there will be moisture incursion from Arabian Sea. So therefore, there could be some thunderstorm activity in plains of northwest India and rain activity also in western Himalayan region. So that is the reason why we are expecting solid temperature from 30th. Now let us look at heat wave days. If we just look at, as I have already explained you, the maximum number of heat wave days in the month of May has been over Rajasthan and Gujarat. West Rajasthan 11 days and Gujarat 12 days of heat wave conditions, 9 days in the eastern Rajasthan. Then of course you have got 7 days for Haryana, Chandigarh, Delhi, and Telangana and Tamil Nadu also 7 days. So these are the highest zone where heat wave conditions have been higher. So apart from that, there has been 3 to 5 days in many parts of the country, except in central part, that is Vidarbha, Marathwada, and Chhattisgarh. We did not have any heat wave conditions. Otherwise, entire central India, interior peninsular India, eastern India, northwest India have been under the grip of the heat wave conditions during the month. Now, if we just compare the performance of heat wave forecast, what we gave for the month of May and what has happened, this is a comparison. On the left-hand side, that was the heat wave forecast map which we issued on the 1st of May, and right-hand side is the actual number of days. You can see that is very well matching, except the central part of the country, where you have got green here, but it was also told that number of days will be higher. So apart from that, otherwise, we told that normally 3 days of heat wave occurs, and we can expect 5 to 8 days above normal heat wave days for South Rajasthan, West Madhya Pradesh, Vidarbha, Marathwada, and Gujarat region. That means 8 to 11 days we expected over these areas. It occurred everywhere except Marathwada, Vidarbha, and adjoining areas. It has been realized. Similarly, we told about 2 to 4 days over remaining parts of Rajasthan, East Madhya Pradesh, Punjab, Haryana, Chandigarh, Delhi, Uttar Pradesh, and some parts of Chhattisgarh, interior, etc. And observed was 3 to 6 days over the remaining parts of the country. So therefore, more or less, I want to say that the heat wave forecast, what has been introduced by IMD, has been found useful and reasonably correct. Now let us look at what happened to the heavy rainfall events in the month of May. You will find that most of the heavy rainfall events has been confined to peninsula, especially Kerala, Tamil Nadu, South Interior Karnataka, coastal Karnataka, and some parts of Telangana and Andhra Pradesh. There has been in addition in eastern India and northeastern states, but northeastern states usually gets more in the month of May. But this year, if you just look at northeastern state, has been experiencing less rainfall and less frequent heavy rainfall activity. Of course, I am sure by 31st, this number will change, this map will change. We will share you the latest map by the end of this month. Because of this approaching cyclone, and also we are expecting that monsoon will progress in a good state. So therefore, northeastern India frequency will change in terms of heavy rainfall. Similarly, also total amount of rainfall which is deficient over northeastern states, that will improve. Now, this is the observed temperature for May 2024 for the continental distribution. If you just look at on the, I will call upon to have your attention towards the lower panel, maximum temperature anomaly. You can see this northwest India, including up to Gujarat. This has been quite high. Temperature is quite high as compared to the normal. It was higher. Similarly, northeastern states, if you just look at Assam, Meghalaya, Manipur, Mizoram, Tripura, Nagaland, Arunachal Pradesh, and Southern West Bengal, it has also become high, quite high. So northwest India and northeast India has been higher than normal temperature. Similarly, minimum temperature, if you just consider northwest India also have been higher than normal temperature. That means northwest India not only experienced the higher frequency of heat wave conditions, but also it experienced higher frequency of warm night conditions. Therefore, the heat wave, the severe heat wave conditions was more adversely impacting for northwest India this year in terms of higher day temperature and also higher night temperature. Now let us come to the monsoon. With all these adverse weather, if we look at large-scale flow so far, has been conducive, and there has been advance of monsoon over Andaman Nicobar Islands, parts of Nicobar Islands on 19th of May. And by 22nd May, it has covered most parts of the Andaman Nicobar Islands, then Andaman Sea, covered some parts of South Bay of Bengal. Then as of today, if you just look at it, has covered most parts of South Bay of Bengal, East Central Bay of Bengal, some parts of West Central Bay of Bengal, and Northeast Bay of Bengal. And also here, South Arabian Sea has been covered to some parts. So this is the condition of today. The blue line indicates the advance of monsoon this year, 2024, and red line indicates the normal days. So if I compare, I will say that it is nearby to normal. Advance so far has been nearby to normal dates. There has been neither delay nor early monsoon set so far, monsoon advance so far. Now for Kerala, actually monsoon sets in on the 1st June, and as of today, conditions have become favorable, and conditions will continue to become favorable during next 5 days for advance of monsoon over summer parts of Arabian Sea and Bay of Bengal, and onset of monsoon over Kerala. We have issued on 15th of May a press release indicating that Kerala monsoon onset will be around 15th of May. And there are certain apprehensions. People thought that the cyclone may have the adverse impact, but I will tell you, cyclone is just like a temporary phenomenon. It will not have long-term impact, and we are expecting that favorable situation with increasing southwesterly winds and its depth of to 4.5 kilometers sea level will prevail gradually, leading to onset of monsoon for Kerala during next 5 days. Exact date will tell you on daily basis. Now this is the observed rainfall in the month of May, and then a rainfall forecast for the month of May. If I compare these two diagrams, what I find that the rainfall this year in the month of May was quite idealistic in the sense that entire South India and adjoining Central India had the normal to above normal rainfall activity. And northern parts of the country, including northeastern states and northwest India, had the deficient rainfall activity. If we look at our forecast, it was showing most parts of the country will have normal or above normal rainfall activity, except some parts of eastern India. Of course, eastern India, some parts has become deficient, and central India and South India has become normal to above normal rainfall. Northwest India, especially, and northeastern states, if you just compare what is happening in northwest India, forecast has not come correct to a larger sense, except for that region. In the northeastern states, we had many parts deficient rainfall, and also it become the below normal rainfall activity. So I will tell that it has become reasonably correct for entire part of the country except northwest India. The forecast has gone wrong. Now let us look at the observed temperature. If I just look at the observed temperature, it could pick up the pattern on the eastern part, east central India. We had the forecast that will be normal to below normal temperature. It has happened like that also, and it has become above normal temperature. If you look at the western part of the country, it has also occurred like that. So, but except northeastern states and extreme north India, like Jammu and Kashmir, Ladakh, Himachal Pradesh, where we predicted below normal temperature, but actually it is the above normal temperature. So therefore, here also there are certain pockets which could not be picked up, but in the larger sense, it has been picked up. Now this is the minimum temperature. On left hand side is the observed minimum temperature probability, and right hand side is the forecast probability of minimum temperature. Here also, if I just look at it, has been quite good to different parts of the country, especially the central India, starting with Jammu and Kashmir, of two. That is north-south. Orientation of the normal to below normal temperature has been realized. Over northeastern states also it is realized, and the higher temperature over the western part of the country also has been realized to a large extent. For the eastern part of the country, so like Odisha and then North Andhra Pradesh and Chhattisgarh, etc., where prediction was above normal minimum temperature, but it has become the below normal minimum temperature. So to summarize, if I just tell that rainfall and temperature forecast and actual I find that quite reasonably it has been predicted, but there are certain pockets which has to be improved further, and we are working towards that directions. And comparing the actual temperature of night and day, you will find that yes, only Northwest India was very severe heat wave conditions with higher night temperatures and higher day temperatures. Now let us look at the extended range forecast for rainfall for 4 weeks in the coming days. So what you find that it shows that there will be a good rainfall activity in the northeastern parts and also peninsular India during the week 23rd May to 30th May. And we have also seen that, and it's going to happen also because of the cyclones. That means the climate forecast system, what we have or what we're utilizing for monthly forecast, that is taking care of the large scale systems like, even though it is not being predicted on the longer term, the impact has been taken into consideration. Therefore, northeastern states are showing more rainfall activity, and which is going to happen during this week. Then next week also, you will see that rainfall activity will continue over northeastern states, and also rainfall activity is increasing near Kerala and adjoining areas. So it is also indicating that there could be possible onset of monsoon with increasing rainfall activity. The next week, 6 June to 13 June, if we just look at rainfall activity not only persisting near Kerala coast, but extending towards Maharashtra coast also. And same situation is there in the next week. So it is a good sign. What we find that the extended forecast is suggesting that there could be the normal onset and advance of monsoon. Now let us look at the latest global sea surface temperature. If I look at sea surface temperature, equatorial sea surface temperature were above average across the Western and Central Pacific Ocean, the Indian Ocean, and the Atlantic Ocean. Near to below normal SSTs are evident in the East Central and Eastern Pacific Oceans. So that means the El Nino conditions are fading away and is becoming the neutral conditions. Now let us look at the forecast. If you look at the forecast on the left-hand side, the histogram, the yellow, the orange, you can say, indicates El Nino, and the blue indicates La Nina, and gray indicates the neutral conditions. What I find for April, May, June, if you just look at it is the gray neutral conditions, May, June, July also neutral conditions dominant, and June, July, August, it is equally, it is probable, that is La Nina and neutral conditions. But July, August, September, if I just say July, August, September, you find that the probability is maximum for La Nina conditions. So what we told last month in the first May, what I gave you briefing, today also we are reiterating that second half of monsoon season we will have the La Nina conditions. Probability is increasing to 49% to 69% towards July to September. And individual models also suggest that yes, ENSO is fading away, and we are moving towards the neutral in the beginning of June and La Nina conditions at least by the beginning of August. Then if you look at the Indian Ocean dipole conditions, positive Indian Ocean dipole is being predicted. Most of the models predicting that it will be a positive Indian Ocean dipole. That means it will move from neutral condition towards the positive Indian Ocean dipole. Now, the model run by Minister of Science, that is a monsoon mission climate forecast system, is also in agreement with the global models. It is also suggesting that during July, August, September, the probability is higher for La Nina conditions, and accordingly also positive Indian Ocean dipole. Now let us look at our forecast for the monsoon season. This is the second stage forecast which is being issued today. So in the second stage, quantitatively, the southwest monsoon seasonal rainfall over the country as a whole is likely to be 106% of the long period average, with a moderate error of plus minus 4%. So if you remember, in the first stage, we also told that it will be 106%. Now also we are telling 106%. That means there is no change in the forecast figure. That is 106% and above normal. Therefore, above normal rainfall is most likely over the country. If you know that above normal is defined when rainfall lies between 105% to 110%, and forecast is 106%, therefore prediction is above normal. Now, if I look at what is the categorical probability for various categories, then deficient rainfall which is defined as rainfall less than 90% of the long period average, probability is 2% against the climatological probability of 16%. That means it is very, very unlikely. Then below normal rainfall, which is defined as 91 to 95%, it is 8%. Probability is forecast probability 8%, whereas climate probability is 17%. That means also here also the probability is very less. Therefore, that means we can rule out the below normal or deficient rainfall activity. But normal, when you go, it is 31% against the climatological probability of 33%. Normal is defined as 96% to 104% of the long period average. If I go to above normal category, the climatological probability is 16%, but the forecast probability is 32%. That means the forecast probability is double the climatological probability. Therefore, there is a very good chance, or they can say very good confidence, that rainfall during 2024 monsoon season will be in the above normal category. If I consider excess, it is also showing 29% forecast probability against the climatological probability of 17%. So if I consider the total above normal or excess, so we can get it 61% probability against the climatological probability of 31%. So again, so roughly it is double of the climatological probability. Now let us look at the forecast for different homogeneous regions. So we introduced quite some years back the forecast for 4 homogeneous regions. One is the northwest India, the other one is the northeast India, and then the third one is the central India, fourth one is the south peninsular India. Northeast India is also, we call that east and northeast India. So the yellow shading in the figure here, that is the east and northeast India. So here we are expecting below normal rainfall activity. It is called as below normal if the rainfall is less than 94% of long period average. So this year, eastern India and eastern and northeastern India together, if we just consider, the forecast is that it will be below normal rainfall activity. If I consider northwest India, you can see the green color here in the map, northwest India. So we are expecting normal rainfall activity, and normal is defined as 92 to 108% of the long period average. Central India, if you just compare, which extends from Gujarat, Maharashtra up to Odisha, across Madhya Pradesh and Chhattisgarh, so it is showing above normal rainfall activity. That means rainfall will be more than 106%. Coming to the South Peninsula also we can expect above normal rainfall activity. South Peninsula includes Lakshadweep and Anamikor Island for the statistical purpose. And here also rainfall is expected to be more than 106%. That is above normal. Now, there is also demand for the rainfall agriculture, and as all of us know, the central part of the country, as it is seen in this below diagram, the shaded area, pink shaded area, that is called as the monsoon core zone. And this monsoon core zone is mostly the rain-fed area. That means agriculture is rain-fed. So therefore, here the monsoon rainfall importance is quite higher compared to other regions. And for this reason, therefore, we issue a special forecast, and forecast says that it will be above normal for the monsoon core zone. So it is a good news for the country and for the farmers that rain-fed area also will have good rainfall activity this year. Now, if we just look at probabilistic forecast of rainfall over different parts of the country, spatial distribution. So what we find that normal to above normal rainfall activity in most parts of the country. This is gray, or you can say blue, light blue, deep blue color shadings, whatever you find, that is the probability of above normal rainfall. Green indicates the normal rainfall activity, and yellow, orange, red indicates the below normal rainfall activity. So if you compare the map which we issued on 15th of April and the map which we are issuing today, both are almost similar. We predicted similarly. Now, as for today's forecast, if you just look at Jammu and Kashmir, Ladakh, northern parts of Himachal Pradesh, some parts of Uttarakhand, has the probability of below normal rainfall. Similarly, northeastern states like Arunachal Pradesh, Assam, Meghalaya, Manipur, Mizoram, Nagaland, Tripura, all these states also have, to a large extent, you can say, below normal rainfall activity probability. In the eastern part, you can see that Odisha on many parts shows the below normal rainfall probability. And of course, southern parts of West Bengal also shows below normal rainfall probability, along with southern parts of Jharkhand. Some southern parts of Chhattisgarh also shows the below normal rainfall probability. Otherwise, entire country has normal to above normal rainfall probability. The white shaded area in the country, you can find out something in Odisha and Chhattisgarh and Jharkhand. These white spots or white shading indicates that there is no forecast for this area. Model is not able to say you whether therefore their rainfall will be normal or below normal or above normal. That means there is noise. Model is not able to find out the signal. So therefore, we cannot give you what will happen there. It may go either way. One of the three can happen in those areas. Okay. Now let us look at the rainfall during June 2024. So left-hand side diagram is the rainfall probability. Color coding is same. So you can find that southern peninsula and adjoining areas of central India, you have the blue color or the green color. That is, we can expect normal to above normal rainfall activity over most parts of South India and adjoining areas of central India. On the other hand, if we just look at northwest India, especially northern parts of northwest India, like say Jammu and Kashmir, Ladakh, Himachal Pradesh, Punjab, northern parts of Haryana, then northwest UP and Himachal Pradesh, and of course the eastern part like say East UP, you have got probability of below normal rainfall in June. Similarly, if you look at the eastern parts also, you will find that many areas have the yellow color. That means below normal rainfall activity in the month of June. So just like what has happened in the month of May, you've got more rainfall activity in southern India and in central India, less rainfall activity in northern parts. June also suggests similar type of behavior. Okay, I think this one I have discussed. Then let us go to probability forecast for the maximum temperature in the month of June. The maximum temperature is expected to be above normal for most parts of the country. You can just see here, either you have got yellow, orange, and red color. And red color here means you have got a high confidence. The high probability is quite high, more than 75% probability that over northwest India, temperature will be above normal in the month of June. Now you can correlate the previous diagram and with this diagram. We are expecting less rainfall in northwest India, and therefore temperature is higher. Below normal temperature, maximum temperature, you can find out in southern peninsula, some parts like say Karnataka, Telangana, South Andhra Pradesh, some parts of Tamil Nadu, where you will have the below normal temperature, maximum temperature. Now let us look at, sorry. Now look at the temperature forecast, maximum temperature forecast. If I look at maximum temperature forecast week-wise for the next 4 weeks, but you find that yes, northwest India will continue to have the higher temperature. So therefore it is in agreement with what is predicted in the monthly scale and what is predicted in the weekly scale. They are in agreement that northwest India will have higher temperature in the month of June. Now let us look at the heat wave conditions. Now, since the temperature is expected to be higher over northwest India and adjoining areas, so here also you will find that heat wave probability is higher than normal over northwest India. So usually in the month of June also we get about 3 days of heat wave conditions, not much, 3 days of heat wave conditions over northwest India. And this year, if you just look at these colors, it is showing that another 2 to 3 days more you can expect heat wave conditions. That means in the month of June, you can have about say 4 to 6 days of heat wave conditions this year over northwest India and adjoining areas. And some impact information is written there, but I feel all of you know about the impact of heat wave. This is the probability forecast for minimum temperature. You can see that it is showing also the minimum temperature will be quite higher. That means night will be warmer. Now, if you look at northwest India here again, I am stressing upon northwest India because already heat wave condition is continuing again in the month of June. Also, we are expecting heat wave condition. Mean of temperature, just look at here. The probability is again more than 75% over northwest India. That northwest India and Gujarat probability is more than 75%. That means warm night temperature probability is quite high again in the month of June. At the same time, one more point I will tell: over northwest India, while monsoon is advancing, the humidity increases gradually. Therefore, there could be discomfort because of the warm night, because of the humidity increase. Therefore, all of us should be cautious, and people should be cautious in the month of June over northwest India. अभी हम आपको थोड़ा हिंदी में बताऊंगा कि मात्रात्मक रूप से पूरे देश में दक्षिण पश्चिम मानसून प्रतिनिष्ठ वर्षा 106% होने का संभावना है, और जो मॉडल है उसका एरर होता है ±4%। जो नॉर्मल रेनफॉल फॉर द कंट्री जो होल होता है वो है 87 सेंटीमीटर, यानी इस साल 87 सेंटीमीटर की 106% रेनफॉल होने का संभावना है विथ ±4%। और मैं आपको डिफरेंट कैटेगरी का रेनफॉल के बारे में बताऊं, आप देखेंगे कि सामान्य से अधिक वर्षा होने का जो पूर्वानुमान का संभावना है वो 32% है, और जलवायु संबंधी संभावना इसका 16% है। यानी हमारा जो पूर्वानुमान की संभावना जलवायु संबंधी संभावना का डबल है। इसका मतलब होता है कि एबव नॉर्मल यानी सामान्य से अधिक वर्षा होने का संभावना बहुत अच्छा है, और एक्सेस या अधिक बारिश का जो पूर्वानुमान है वो 29% है, और जलवायु संबंधी संभावना 17% है। यहाँ भी ये जलवायु संबंधी संभावना से ज्यादा है। सो मैं इसे समराइज करूंगा कि इस बार जो मानसून है हमारे सेकंड स्टेज के हिसाब से एबव नॉर्मल रेनफॉल होने का संभावना बहुत ज्यादा है, और मात्रात्मक रूप में ये 106% हो सकता है। अभी हम 4 होमोजेनस रीजन की बात करें तो नॉर्थ वेस्ट इंडिया में सामान्यतः वर्षा होने का संभावना है, और सामान्य वर्षा का डेफिनेशन यही है कि 92% से 108% ऑफ लॉन्ग पीरियड एवरेज। सामान्य से कम वर्षा ईस्ट एंड नॉर्थ ईस्ट इंडिया में होने का संभावना है, और सामान्य से कम वर्षा का मीनिंग यही होता है कि रेनफॉल 94% से कम होता है लॉन्ग पीरियड एवरेज का, और सामान्य से ज्यादा वर्षा होने का संभावना है मध्य भारत और दक्षिण प्रायद्वीप में, और सामान्य से ज्यादा का अर्थ यही होता है कि ये 106% से ज्यादा होगा। रेनफॉल 106% से ज्यादा होने का संभावना है मध्य भारत और दक्षिण प्रायद्वीप। जब हम कोर जोन की बात करते हैं, जो रेनफेड एग्रीकल्चर की ज्यादातर हिस्सा है, वहां भी रेनफॉल जो ये पिंक कलर के दिखाई दे रहा है, वहां भी रेनफॉल 106% से ज्यादा होने का संभावना है। यानी एबव नॉर्मल रेनफॉल हम एक्सपेक्ट कर रहे हैं मानसून कोर जोन पे, जहां एग्रीकल्चर ज्यादातर बारिश के ऊपर निर्भर करता है। हम रेनफॉल के स्पेशल डिस्ट्रिक्ट्स में बात करें तो रेनफॉल देश की लगभग सभी हिस्सा में नॉर्मल नहीं तो एबव नॉर्मल रेनफॉल होने का संभावना है, मगर एक्सट्रीम नॉर्दर्न पार्ट्स जैसे कि जम्मू कश्मीर, लद्दाख, हिमाचल प्रदेश और उत्तराखंड कुछ हिस्सा, और ईस्टर्न पार्ट में उड़ीसा और एडजॉइनिंग एरियाज जो है जम्मू कश्मीर, वेस्ट बंगाल और झारखंड और साउथ छत्तीसगढ़, और नॉर्थ ईस्टर्न स्टेट्स का बहुत सारे हिस्सों में बिलो नॉर्मल रेनफॉल होने का संभावना है। जून महीने का रेनफॉल की बात करें तो मध्य भारत और दक्षिण प्रायद्वीप में नॉर्मल से एबव नॉर्मल बारिश होने का संभावना है, और नॉर्थ वेस्ट इंडिया और ईस्टर्न नॉर्थ ईस्ट इंडिया का बहुत सारे हिस्सों में बिलो नॉर्मल रेनफॉल होने का संभावना है मंथ ऑफ जून पे। मैक्सिमम टेम्परेचर की बात करें तो ज्यादातर हिस्सा में मैक्सिमम टेम्परेचर एबव नॉर्मल रहने का संभावना है, पर स्पेशली मैं जब नॉर्थ वेस्ट इंडिया की बात करूं, यहाँ प्रोबेबिलिटी बहुत ज्यादा है, 75% ज्यादा प्रोबेबिलिटी है कि टेम्परेचर एबव नॉर्मल रहेगा। और इसका वजह आप ढूंढेंगे तो आप कंपेयर करें जून महीने का जो रेनफॉल फोरकास्ट और टेम्परेचर फोरकास्ट, दोनों सहमति है क्योंकि रेनफॉल कम हो रहा है तो टेम्परेचर ज्यादा होने का संभावना है। मगर दक्षिण प्रायद्वीप की कुछ हिस्से जैसे कि इंटीरियर कर्नाटक, तेलंगाना, साउथ आंध्र प्रदेश, सम पार्ट्स ऑफ तमिलनाडु, यहाँ आपका अच्छा बारिश हो रहा है और टेम्परेचर भी नॉर्मल से कम रहने का संभावना है। मिनिमम टेम्परेचर की बात करें तो मोस्ट पार्ट्स ऑफ कंट्री में एवो नॉर्मल टेम्परेचर होने का संभावना है और नॉर्थ ईस्ट इंडिया में भी इसका पॉसिबिलिटी 78% से ज्यादा है कि टेम्परेचर नॉर्मल से ज्यादा रहेगा, यानी नाइट टेम्परेचर वार्म रहेगा। सो वार्म नाइट, फिर हीटर कंडीशंस रहेगा और जून महीने में यूजुअली मानसून एडवांस साथ साथ मॉइस्चर आता है, इसलिए डिस्कम्फर्ट ड्यू टू ह्यूमिडिटी भी हम पास रहेगा। सो तीनों जो अभी जो हीटर कंडीशन चल रहा है, ये हीटर कंडीशन से इसका रूपरेख थोड़ा सा अलग होगा जो हम देखेंगे जून महीने में। उस टाइम वार्म नाइट तो रहेगा जैसे अभी वार्म नाइट चल रहा था और थोड़ा ह्यूमिडिटी का इम्पैक्ट भी रहेगा जो फील लाइक टेम्परेचर ज्यादा होने का संभावना रहेगा। ये हीटर फोरकास्ट है, स्पेशली अब जैसे हम थोड़ी से पहले बातचीत कर रहे थे कि नॉर्थ वेस्ट इंडिया और इसका जो आसपास एरिया है, यहाँ हीटर कंडीशंस का जो फ्रीक्वेंसी है इस बार ज्यादा रहेगा। यूजुअली 3 दिन के लिए हीटर कंडीशंस डेवलप होता है मई जून महीना में नॉर्थ वेस्ट इंडिया में, पर इस बार और 2-4 दिन ज्यादा होगा। सो दैट मीन्स से 4 से 6 या 7 दिन हीटर कंडीशंस डेवलप हो सकता है जून महीना में नॉर्थ वेस्ट इंडिया में, यानी राजस्थान, पंजाब, हरियाणा, यूपी, गुजरात की एडजेसेंट एरिया, नॉर्दर्न पार्ट्स ऑफ मध्य प्रदेश। इस एरिया प्रोन है जहां नॉर्मल से ज्यादा यानी 4 से 6 दिन तक हीटर कंडीशंस जून महीना में आपको मिल सकता है। बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद आप सभी को। अभी आपका मन में कोई प्रश्न हो, कोई कमेंट्स हो, सजेशन हो, आप बता सकते हैं।
Hi, sir. Deepak from BBC. So there is the La Nina condition. We are seeing the second part of the La Nina condition and the second part of the monsoon. So can we conclude it that there will be more rain in the second part of the monsoon in the central India?
Second part of monsoon में कितना बारिश होगा? What will be the amount of rainfall in the second part? That forecast will be given by end of July. But at present we cannot tell you qualitatively, but qualitatively, if you compare, as you told, with the developing La Nina conditions for the second half, one can expect more rainfall activity in August and September. But this is not the only factor. There are many factors which govern the variation of rainfall during the season, even during August and September, like say development of low pressure systems or development of Madden-Julian oscillations or interaction with western disturbances, so many. But however, La Nina being a major factor, the speculation can be like that. Within August and September, with development of La Nina, we can have higher probability of rainfall during August and September.
Thank you, sir.
Okay. Anyone else have any questions or comments?
सर अनिरुद्ध बोल रहा हूँ।
हाँ बोलिए अनिरुद्ध जी।
सर ये जो हीट का इतना कंडीशन जो चल रहा है और आपने जिस तरह की प्रोबेबिलिटी बताई है, तो इवन अच्छी बारिश होगी कुछ इलाकों में, उसके बावजूद जो नॉर्थ इंडिया इसमें काफी, इसका मतलब हीट वेव और गर्मी बरकरार रहेगी जून में भी, और लगभग डबल आप कह रहे हैं।
जी, जून महीना में ज्यादा हीटर कंडीशंस होने का संभावना है नॉर्थ वेस्ट इंडिया में, और इसके साथ साथ वार्म नाइट टेम्परेचर रहने की भी संभावना है। और तीसरा बात जो होता है कि ये भी हो सकता है कि ह्यूमिडिटी जो मई महीने में जून महीने में ज्यादा ह्यूमिडिटी होने का संभावना है।
Sir, sir, this is Sandeep from Financial Express.
Yes, Sandeep sir.
Is it true that because the early onset of monsoon, early means May 31st or June 1st, the progress will be faster this time? Is it, which is like last year, if I remember correctly, it covered by June 12th or 14th, 12th, the entire country. This time, will it be faster progress of the monsoon?
If I go by the rainfall prediction for month of June, again it is speculation because we cannot provide the forecast of advance of monsoon for Northwest India now. Speculation. I can speculate that up to peninsular India and central India, there could be normal advance of monsoon. But towards Northwest India, there could be either slightly delayed, or it could be weaker advance of monsoon, which can result in less than normal rainfall activity in the month of June. At the same time, I will tell you the normal date of onset of monsoon for Delhi, for example, it is the 29th June. And the entire country, say Rajasthan, it is 7th July. So therefore, the second half of that's after 15th June, it progresses towards Northwest India. So there could be some kind of, it is speculation, I cannot tell you exactly. But another point I should tell you, there is large variation year to year in the advance of monsoon over Northwest India. Variation is quite high as compared to South Peninsular India, where variation is less. If the standard deviation of normal date of onset of monsoon is 5 days over Kerala, if you go towards Northwest India, it will be 10 days. So in that sense, year to variation is quite large. So let us monitor. We'll be providing the advance of monsoon forecast on day-to-day basis, varied for next 5 to 7 days.
सर अनिरुद्ध बोलना एक बार फिर सर, आपने जिस तरह से बताया कि नेक्स्ट 5 डेज के लिए आप फोरकास्ट देंगे, तो क्या अगले 5 दिन में मानसून का ऑनसेट नहीं हो सकता केरला में? क्योंकि आज के बाद
यही तो मैं जो मानसून ऑनसेट का आपको दिखाया, स्लाइड दिखाया, इसमें हम यही बताया कि अभी तक मानसून स्वाभाविक ढंग से एडवांस किया है। 19 मई में मानसून निकोबार आइलैंड तक आए हैं। 22 मई तक पूरा अंडमान निकोबार आइलैंड्स, मोस्ट पार्ट्स ऑफ अंडमान निकोबार आइलैंड्स कवर कर चुके हैं, और यहाँ भी अरबियंस में कुछ हिस्सा में और मेजर पार्ट ऑफ साउथ बे ऑफ बंगाल, ईस्ट सेंट्रल बे ऑफ बंगाल कवर कर चुके हैं। और नेक्स्ट 5 डेज के अंदर कंडीशंस फेवरेबल होगा फॉर फर्दर एडवांस ऑफ मानसून, इंक्लूडिंग मानसून ऑनसेट ओवर केरला।
सर लक्ष्मण बात कर रहा हूँ न्यूज 18 गुजराती से।
बोलिए लक्ष्मण जी।
सर क्या ऐसा हो सकता है जैसे कि बे ऑफ बंगाल में अभी जो मॉनसून की रेखा है वो बहुत आगे बढ़ रही, तो क्या ऐसा हो सकता है कि केरल की बजाय पूर्वोत्तर से इस बार मॉनसून की शुरुआत हो जाए? क्या ऐसा पहले भी हुआ है?
ऐसा पहले भी हुआ है, बहुत रेयरली हुआ है ऐसे। मगर आज जो पूर्वानुमान हम इशू किए हैं, इसमें हम यही लिखे हैं कि कंडीशंस विल बिकम फेवरेबल फॉर एडवांस ऑफ मानसून इनटू केरला and also to northeastern states during next 5 days. अगले 5 दिन के अंदर केरला और नॉर्थ ईस्टर्न स्टेट्स को मानसून आने के लिए फेवरेबल कंडीशन डेवलप हो रहा है। मैं क्लियर हूँ?
महापात्रा जी, मदन जेड़ा बोल रहा हूँ हिंदुस्तान से।
हम बोलिए मदन जी।
हेलो।
हाँ बोलिए मदन जी।
हाँ, मैं ये पूछ रहा था कि एक तो जो एनसीआर में हीट वेव अभी चल रही है, ये कहा जा रहा है कि 9 दिन तक इसका असर रहेगा, तो क्या ऐसा है? दूसरा
नहीं, ऐसा नहीं है। कौन बताया आपको, मुझे पता नहीं, मगर आज हमारा जो स्टेटमेंट है, जो डेली प्रेस रिलीज हो रहा है, इसमें उन्होंने बताया कि अगले 3 दिन के लिए नॉर्थ वेस्ट इंडिया और एडजॉइनिंग एरियाज में जो चल रहा है, तो तीव्रता चल रहा है हीट वेव का, वो जारी रहेगा। 3 दिन के बाद यानी 30 मई से इसमें एबेटमेंट शुरू होगा और रिडक्शन होगा इंटेंसिटी में।
ठीक है, तो क्या जो ये गर्मी का कोई मानसून पे भी इम्पैक्ट है? इस बार ज्यादा गर्मी पड़ रही है, तो इसका कोई मानसून पे इम्पैक्ट है?
जैसे ही जब हम ज्यादा जानकारी नहीं था तब तो हम इसको ये मान रहे थे कि मानसून इज ए जायंट सी ब्रीज। सी ब्रीज कैसे डेवलप होता है कोस्टल एरिया में कि जब लैंड गर्म हो जाता है दिन में तब सी से मॉइस्ट एयर लैंड की तरफ आता है। सो मानसून में ऐसा होता है जब नॉर्दर्न हेमिस्फीयर बहुत गर्म होता है सो सदर्न हेमिस्फीयर से एयर फ्लो होता है नॉर्दर्न हेमिस्फीयर तरफ क्रॉस इक्वेटोरियल फ्लो माने इक्वेटर क्रॉस करके फ्लो होता है। सो ये कॉन्सेप्ट है इसलिए बोल सकते ये फेवरेबल कंडीशन है। नॉर्दर्न हेमिस्फीयर जितना गर्म होगा हॉट होगा ये मानसून के लिए इतना फेवरेबल होगा। और ऐसे कुछ वन टू वन रिलेशन नहीं है बट इट इज जस्ट लाइक वेरियस एनालिसिस। ये ऐसे ही विश्लेषण है। We consider all the parameters, the dynamic model which we run in Ministry of Earth Sciences and globally also the models which are run, they take into consideration all types of physical processes which affect the Indian monsoon.
सर ये जो आपने मानसून वाला मानचित्र जो देते हैं जिसमें मानसून रेखा रहती है वो रेखा आपने जो मानचित्र आज दिया है वो 25 का जो आपने अपने इसमें पीपीटी में इस्तेमाल किया जबकि आज 27 तारीख है तो क्या 48 घंटे में मतलब 25 से आज 27 घंटे में वो सेम कंडीशन में है? इसके बारे में आप हालांकि उसमें डेट लिखते हैं लेकिन डेट लिखा हुआ नहीं है।
आपने सही अपडेट हुआ नहीं 27th होगा ये
27 ओके मतलब 27 है उसमें 25 नहीं है।
25th से मानसून एडवांस किया था इसके बाद वो फर्दर एडवांस हुआ नहीं।
ओके ठीक है ये क्लियर। तो हम जो एक सवाल और भी साथ
फिर भी हम आपको जो लेटेस्ट डॉक्टर जनामणि डू यू वांट टू स्पीक हियर? Janamani?
Sir, I am sharing the updated map that is written already 27 May actually on that map.
हाँ इसको शेयर कर दीजिए मीडिया ग्रुप में।
ठीक है सर इसमें फिर से एक वो क्लेरिफिकेशन चाहिए था कि क्या इस तरह से मानसून बंगाल की खाड़ी में काफी तेजी से आगे बढ़ा है वो 5 जून तक जहां पहुंचना चाहिए था वहां ऑलरेडी वो है मतलब लगभग 10 दिन एडवांस। तो वैसी स्थिति में हम समझना चाह रहे थे कि क्या इस बार ऐसा तो नहीं कि केरल के पहले ईस्ट वाली तरफ या नॉर्थ ईस्ट की तरफ आ जाएगा मानसून पहले?
देखिए क्या हुआ एक्चुअली जो गया बंगाल में जब मानसून एडवांस हुआ है इसको ये जो साइक्लोन डेवलप हुआ ये फेवर किया है। साइक्लोन एक लार्ज स्केल वेदर सिस्टम होता है और ये क्रॉस इक्वेटोरियल जो विंड फ्लो होता है इसको प्रभावित कर सकता है। ऐसे ही हुआ है जो बे ऑफ बंगाल का जो मानसून करंट है वो स्ट्रंगर हो गया बिकॉज ऑफ दिस डेवलपमेंट। पहले तो मानसून करंट है इसको जेनेसिस दिया और जेनेसिस होने के बाद ये फिर अधिक स्ट्रंगर हो गया। इसकी वजह से आपका मानसून एडवांस हुआ है जैसे आपने देख रहे हैं कि एंटायर most parts of South Bay of Bengal, East Central Bay of Bengal, and some areas of West Central Bay of Bengal, Northeast Bay of Bengal को मानसून आ चुका है। मगर इसका मतलब ये नहीं है कि जब साइक्लोन आज वीक हो रहा है और इसका इम्पैक्ट अगले 5 दिन तक कि 10 दिन तक रहेगा। साइक्लोन एक टेम्पररी इवेंट होता है, ट्रांजिशनल इवेंट होता है और इसका इम्पैक्ट लिमिटेड होता है पर कभी-कभी ज्यादा इम्पैक्ट हो सकता है। ये जैसे एक सिंपली सीवियर साइक्लोन स्टॉर्म था और 3 दिन का था 26 से शुरू हुआ और 27 में खत्म हो रहा है इसलिए इसका कोई लार्ज स्केल इम्पैक्ट नहीं होगा। जो नॉर्मल फ्लो पैटर्न है वो एस्टेब्लिश हो जाएगा और इसलिए फर्दर ये साइक्लोन के साथ कोई एडवांस नहीं हो रहा है। अभी नॉर्मल मॉनसूनल सर्कुलेशन के साथ मॉनसून एडवांस करेगा और अरेबियन सी, केरला एंड नॉर्थ ईस्टर्न स्टेट्स।
नहीं सर मान लीजिए कि नॉर्थ ईस्ट में पहले पहुंच गया तो या पहली बार ऐसा हुआ ऐसा मान सकते हैं?
नहीं पहले भी हुआ है ऐसे।
ओके थैंक यू सर।
I have shared the map, sir, that are updated up to 27 May. That map, yeah.
So कब लास्ट एडवांस कब हुआ था?
हाँ सर।
लास्ट एडवांस कब किया था? कल किया था ना परसों?
कल किया था 26 को सर।
26 किया था ना? तो वो पुराना मैप था। सॉरी जो मैप हमने दिखाया वो पुराना मैप है। तो लेटेस्ट मैप आप लोगों को शेयर करा जाएगा। जब मैं भेजूंगा आपको पीपीटी वो पीपीटी में वो लेटेस्ट मैप रहेगा।
Yeah.
मिल गया, शेयर कर दिया उन्होंने, मिल गया सर।
थैंक यू। आप सभी को बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद। मैं आप सभी को बधाई देता हूं कि हम सभी मिलकर मई महीना में वेरियस तरीके का जो सीवियर वेदर इवेंट डेवलप हुआ है, हीटवेव हो कि थंडरस्टॉर्म हो कि हेवी रेनफॉल हो पेनिनसुला में, कि ये जो साइक्लोन डेवलप हुआ बहुत अच्छे तरीके से हम मैनेज किए हैं, जिसकी वजह से लॉस ऑफ लाइफ्स को मिनिमाइज किया गया है। एंड डिजास्टर मैनेजर्स के साथ साथ हमारा जो योगदान रहा, इसलिए मैं आप सभी को बधाई देता हूं और शुभकामना देता हूं। फिर हम मिलेंगे नेक्स्ट मंथ विथ फोरकास्ट फॉर द मंथ ऑफ जून। थैंक यू वेरी मच।
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you.
थैंक यू सर।